The city thought it understood the threat. It didn't. What was happening in the shadows wasn't chaos. It was coordination. Two massacres, one hand behind them, a message hidden in precision. Gideon is starting to see the pattern, but Quincy is already inside it. And this time, he's not the only hunter. Chapter 5. The Blade and the Pluck. Moonlight winked along the tips of raised pikes as Gideon's unit advanced along the forest trail. They smelled the blood before they saw it. No captain would normally ride this far from the city. No mayor would leave its walls so exposed. In Veyrith, Gideon Valen was both, and the city could afford neither luxury nor caution.
"By the gods," one of the men breathed.
The clearing opened into a slaughterhouse. Goblins lay scattered in ugly stillness, bodies twisted where they had fallen, each pinned by black feathered arrows placed with deliberate precision. Some bore no wounds at all, save for an oily, inky mark burned into their throats. Magic without heat, without flame. Gideon dismounted and crouched beside one corpse, brushing dirt from the mark with his gauntlet. A black feather. The same sigil he had found on the crow-eyed priest.
"2 massacres in as many nights,"
he said, voice controlled but tight at the edges.
"Different targets. Same hand."
A guard spat into the grass. "Who fights like this? Not even the flock leaves work so clean."
"No,"
Gideon said, rising. His gaze combed the tree line, mapping sight lines and approach routes.
"The flock are butchers, fire and terror. This..."
He gestured to the bodies, the spacing, the angles.
"This is a hunter."
The men shifted uneasily.
"Sir," another called. A goblin was pinned upright to a tree, a single arrow through its chest. "Same mark as the tower!"
Gideon's jaw tightened.
"Search the perimeter. No one moves alone. Whatever did this may still be near."
As the guards spread out, Gideon stared into the woods. 2 massacres. 1 killer. Not the same purpose. The flock killed to spread fear. This killer was sending a message, and someone was meant to read it. Quincy crouched on a rocky ridge overlooking the valley, bow resting lightly in his grip. Every muscle protested. Bandages bound his ribs tight, but each breath still burned. The last sore had taken more than he liked to admit. His body answered a fraction slower than usual. Pain would matter later. Right now, the flock was still moving, still killing. The farmstead below had once been alive. Now it was ruin. The barn lay collapsed in a tangle of beams. The farmhouse is a blackened husk. Livestock and villagers alike lay scattered in the mud, left beneath torchlight like a display. This wasn't raiding. It was theater. Movement stirred below. Goblins parted as something larger stepped forward. An orc, nearly 8 feet of scarred muscle. Ash and blood striped his skin in ritual lines. His armor was scavenged from a dozen kills, each plate etched with crude crow feather symbols. Across his shoulders rested a serrated greatsword, its teeth catching firelight like a predator's grin. Not just size, control. At a single barked command, the goblins snapped into formation. Tight, reactive, trained. Not a raider, a commander. The last warlord of the flock's broken force. The orc sniffed the air. Yellow eyes swept the valley. His mouth curled. He sensed something. Quincy knocked an arrow.
"Seal."
A feather sigil bloomed on a goblin's throat. The arrow flew. The body dropped. Another, then a third. Pick them apart. Break the ring before it hardens. The goblins fell cleanly, one by one. The commander did not panic. He barked a sharp order. Formation tightened, shields lifted, backs turned inward.
Coward! Come face me and die like prey!
Quincy's smile was thin. Submit. Darkness rolled outward, swallowing torchlight. The void spread wide. He still saw clearly within it, but the effort pulled at his focus, a faint drag behind the eyes. For the goblins, it was terror. For Quincy, it was advantage. He moved through the dark with full sight, striking where they couldn't see. Steel flashed, arrows found gaps, bodies fell. The commander surged forward, not swinging at shapes, but at patterns, reading movement, anticipating angles. A strike clipped Quincy's shoulder. Another split the earth inches from his skull. Not blind. Hunting. Quincy rolled, loosed, repositioned. 3 more arrows struck before the orc sagged to one knee. Blood pooled beneath him.
You think,
The orc rasped.
you've won.
Quincy drew a black feather. Witness the light end, he said, and know the darkness spreads. The arrow pierced the orc's heart. Stillness followed. He began the ritual. Shadow light shimmered around the feather. Then the night chuckled. Low, close.
So,
A voice rumbled.
the little shadow thinks himself a predator.
Quincy turned. The enforcer stepped from the ruined barn.
He dwarfed the commander. Jagged black armor, a cracked, beaked mask, pale eyes that did not blink, a colossal rune-carved axe resting easily in one hand. He hadn't rushed. He hadn't hidden. He had simply waited.
You've butchered my flock,
He said calmly.
stolen their purpose.
Quincy rose, bow ready. Too soon. Too drained.
Submit!
Darkness fell again, thinner now. The enforcer walked through it as if it meant nothing, as if the dark itself betrayed Quincy's position. Arrows struck and shattered against armor. A hand like iron closed around Quincy's throat and lifted him. The darkness collapsed.
You are prey.
Air fled his lungs. Vision narrowed. Then Umbria's voice slid into his mind. Run, my little shadow. Not kind, not gentle. A command.
Run.
His fingers found the feather charm.
Saw!
The shadow seized him roughly, tearing him free. He reformed 30 feet away, boots skidding in mud, ribs screaming. He didn't aim, didn't posture. He ran. The enforcer's roar chased him into the dark.
Run, little shadow.
Hours later, Quincy collapsed in a moss-choked clearing. His bow was splintered, his cloak torn. Every breath tasted like copper. Alive, barely. The commander had been skill. The enforcer was war. I need to be stronger, faster, smarter, or there won't be a next time. The night was quiet, but he knew better. The enforcer was still out there, and next time, he would not let prey escape. Chapter 5. The Blade and the Pluck. The commander was skill. The enforcer was war. And next time, he won't be running. The story continues. Stay with it.